Happy Monday. 9:05 is the time. We got a great show for all of you guys today. Hope you guys' Easter weekend was a great one. I know that ours was too. Daily show. Back to you now. I even made it in on Friday to do a little bit of a news brief. That was cool. Got the offices clean. Life's looking good. Mary Cordes joins us in a couple of minutes' time, filling us in on Hayner Library, 10 o'clock. That's for Sydney Sinks and Ben Julian to stop by. Sydney's been doing some firearms training with Ben, and they're going to break down really their sessions and, you know, Sydney's kind of just experience with that. That's going to be fun and good way to get back into the swing of things. Tomorrow's full, Wednesday's full, Thursday full. Start of my honeymoon. I think we're already picking guests up. Brian and Sydney are going to be busy when I'm gone. With that being said, top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. We are following, firstly, that late-night house explosion in Troy that drew a large emergency response as neighbors reported that loud explosion followed by heavy flames and smoke near West Kirsch Street and Spring Valley Road. Firefighters arrived just after 11 p.m. Sunday to find that home fully involved in flames. Crews located one victim suffering burns who was taken to a local hospital, later flown by medical hospital helicopter to St. Louis. Maryville and O'Fallon did assist on this, while additional ambulances were requested amid uncertainty about other occupants. Madison County EMA provided rehab and drone support, and the state fire marshal was called. Crews remained on scene Monday. We will have more details for you when they emerge. The city of Alton is considering legislation that would significantly restructure how hotel room tax and food and beverage sales tax revenues are spent, directing more money to riverfront improvements, beautification, recreation, and education, along with broader economic development. Now, this plan would significantly reduce the share currently sent to Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau and reallocate funds to priorities such as the Emergency Vehicle Fund, the Riverfront Park Development Fund, and the Marina Development Fund. Mayor David Goen said the city must use tax dollars strategically and supports a comprehensive distribution plan. Alderwoman Patty Ford said Alton's paying far more than neighboring communities and can't subsidize others. More details available at RiverBender.com/news. Also in the news today, Denny Stanford of OSF Healthcare was recognized on April the 3rd with the Lifetime Legacy Award in Alton, as the Alton Police and Fire Departments honored him with more than 50 years of service to the community and the regional emergency services system. Police Chief Jarrett Ford and Fire Chief Jesse Jemison cited Stanford's work as the EMS coordinator and a key partner linking law enforcement, fire, and EMS agencies. Officials said his efforts improved coordination, strengthened patient care, and helped the city's ambulance services. They also credited him with consistently supporting and recognizing local officers. A full profile available online in the news section on the website. April is Safe Digging Month in Illinois, and with warmer weather bringing more outdoor projects, officials are urging everyone to call 811 before digging. The free service locates and marks underground utility lines to help prevent major outages, property damage, and serious injuries. The Illinois Commerce Commission warns the utility lines are damaged every few minutes when people dig without requesting a locate. State law requires homeowners and professionals to contact Julie at least 3 business days before digging, start work within 10 working days, and note that requests last 25 days. In 2025, enforcement issued over 1,200 actions. Wow. And $3.1 million in penalties due to the digging infractions. Also in the news today, Marquette Catholic High School students are bringing the Peanuts gang to the stage in Alton with You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, running April the 17th and April the 18th at 7 p.m. It will also run with a matinee April the 19th at 2 p.m. The production features 26 students across cast and crew, led by theater and music director Madison Foreman, who says the show celebrates finding happiness in everyday moments. Principal Timothy Harmon praised the students' dedication on stage and behind the scenes. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for youth. Available at the door or by calling Marquette Catholic at 618-463-0580. More details available at the RiverBender.com news article. Let's take a look at weather. 9:10 today on this Monday morning. It doesn't feel like it did last week, but, we'll take it. Wednesday's looking a lot better than today and tomorrow. Today, a couple of showers this morning, otherwise partly sunny. Right now, it's 50, feels like 53. It's a good day to start planning those projects in case you need to call Michael Ryan Exteriors, the roofing professionals. Tonight, just cloudy. Temperatures should remain relatively calm. We'll get to that in a second. Right now, air quality is good at 39. Mold counts are still up there a little bit at 3250, and the tree count's still there at 2250, so make sure you're taking your allergy medicine today. Temperatures reach 62 and drop down to 38 overnight as we head into another somewhat rainy Tuesday. On Tuesday, a passing morning shower, otherwise just mostly cloudy and chilly. Temperatures only reach 49 degrees tomorrow, drop down to 40 overnight as we head into Wednesday. By Wednesday morning, that rain, that drizzle, it clears out and temperatures start to warm back up again for the next couple of days. On Wednesday, a high of 70, a low of 53, and then on Thursday, a high of 75, a low of 57. On Friday, we're going to see thunderstorms in the morning, a couple of showers in the evening. On Friday, a high of 67, a low of 54, and then, like I said, those thunderstorms within the morning and afternoon, and then a couple of showers in the evening. And that, my friends, will do it for a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 47 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like it's not. It's 50 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 53 out there. Forgot that's on a delay. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, or just go to RiverBender.com/weather. This time powered by Michael Ryan Exteriors, the roofing professionals, tried and true for over 20 years, both sides of the Metro East. Whether you're a commercial property owner, residential property owner, it doesn't matter. They got you done right, from roofing, siding, gutters, and repairs done right the first time. And go to RiverBender.com/weather today, and you can get a free quote right there from them. They'll take care of you in the next couple of days. They're that good. You can find out more at MichaelRyanExteriors.com, MichaelRyanExteriors.com. We'll take a quick break. Come back, daily show on a Monday. Continues right after this. Hayner Library is on deck shortly.
You might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Timber! With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Oh, welcome back, Daily Show. On this Monday morning, we had a couple of things to fill you in on before Hayner gets on through here. And a couple of things out of Grafton. We are monitoring that out of Troy. We're going to have more details, hopefully, for you soon. And just to kind of give you a little teaser for what Sydney's going to talk about here in the 10 o'clock hour, she shot robot zombies at Precision Point Armory. Pretty darn cool. I think I know what game she's talking about, too. We'll talk about that here in a second. Let's start off with this one, though. Just wanted to make sure you guys are all aware that Sergeant Ferguson with the Alton Police Department wrote a letter to the editor, and I think it's really important to support the police department because they're proud to invite your business to participate as a sponsor for, or yourself, for the 35th annual Cardinals Kids and Cops event. It's formerly known as Cardinals Dare Night. It's a long-standing tradition that brings law enforcement, children, and families together in a positive and a memorable way. Now, this year's event will take place on Sunday, May the 17th at 1:15, featuring the Cardinals and Royals at Busch Stadium. And now, through the generosity of partners, they were able to offer tickets at a deeply discounted rate, $20 per ticket, regularly priced at $60 each. And it includes a hot dog and a soda voucher. Entry into a pregame children's parade around the warning track, and eligibility for the product giveaway were the first 20,000 fans 16 and older will receive a Cardinals branded boat tote with charm. I have no idea what in the hell that is, but it sounds cool. Our goal is to provide children and families, many of whom may not otherwise have the opportunity, with a fun, safe, and unforgettable night at the ballpark. They're seeking sponsorships from businesses willing to help make this possible by purchasing tickets that will be distributed to children and their families. That's a really cool idea. Your sponsorship will directly support the relationship between police officers and youth, family-centered community engagement, and that long-standing Alton tradition focused on trust, fun, and connection. Any level of support is appreciated, and all sponsors will be recognized for the generosity. They would be happy to discuss sponsorship options or answer any questions that you might have as well. And they just want to thank you for considering. More details available on that, on how you can support that Cardinals night for area children and the Alton Police, online at that letter to the editor at RiverBender.com /news. Now, starting Friday, the Grafton Ferry will open with expanded hours and year-round service between St. Charles County and the city of Grafton. After an official ribbon-cutting ceremony, it'll be held on that Friday at 10 a.m. at the Grafton Ferry Landing. The ferry will open at 5 a.m. that day to service commuter traffic and early bird travelers. The ribbon cutting will include a short speech and special surprise for 15 ferry passengers. To cross the river following the ribbon cutting, the public is invited to attend the ribbon cutting. The Grafton Ferry will now operate 7 days a week, year-round, weather permitting, providing more access between Grafton and St. Charles. The ferry also cuts travel time between Missouri and the popular, I was almost going to say the Poplar Street Bridge, the popular Mississippi River destination, by over 30 minutes. A ferry ride takes between 5 and 10 from St. Charles County to Grafton. The city of Grafton purchased the Grafton Ferry thanks in part to a $1.4 million grant from IDOT. The ferry will be operated by the Calhoun Ferry Company on behalf of the city. Previously, the Calhoun Ferry Company had owned and operated that ferry, and in the past, it provided passenger services Friday through Sundays from mid-April through mid-November. Expanded ferry service to Grafton is a great asset to the city and region as a whole, said Great Rivers and Routes and Tourism Bureau President and CEO Corey Jobe. We're thrilled to have the option for weekday visits to Grafton. We know this will only enhance Grafton's position as a great visitor destination. The ferry will operate Monday through Thursday, 5 to 9, Friday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then Sunday from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. You can find out more information online at the Great Rivers and Routes website. That's RiverBender.com on more information regarding the ferry service to Grafton. With that being said, one press release wanted to fill you in on, just because it's statewide measure here, and this is out of Millstat. Kevin Schmidt, the rep out of Millstat, says his bill, House Bill 4243, will improve working conditions for pharmacies across Illinois and provide customers with better services. Schmidt says there's a shortage of pharmacists, particularly in rural areas, which creates high stress and staff and an error rate that's higher on fulfilling customer requests. He says the purpose of this bill is to ensure that all pharmacies in Illinois have adequate staffing to ensure safe practice that will improve patient safety and workload management. He continues, community pharmacies play a crucial role in our healthcare system, with pharmacists who make sure patients use medications correctly, provide preventative health screenings, and offer over-the-counter medications. House Bill 4243 passed through the House Healthcare Availability and Accessibility Committee unanimously 13-0, and will head to the House and Senate to be voted on next. You can find out more details on that available online at RiverBender.com /news. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on our friends over there at Precision TMS. You know, it's a really great way to really tackle your mental health. And if you're somebody that's, out there that's, they've tried the pharmaceutical medications, you've tried everything you really can, but it's not working, I really highly suggest and really give you the biggest motivation to give Tom a ring over there at Precision and really learn more about TMS. It's not shock therapy. It's nothing like that. You drive yourself to your appointment. You drive yourself back. They're about 15 minutes long, depending on what you decide to do. But with TMS, all it is that transmagnetic stimulation, where, they use those magnetic sensors in your brain to really help just kind of rewire things. We're hearing so many great success stories from it. It's FDA cleared. It's backed by major insurance providers, and it could really hopefully help you. You can find out more at precisiontms.org. That's precisiontms.org. Quick break. We'll come back, chat it up some more. Hayner Library coming on the show shortly.
You might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started
If you
today.
think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine Program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. Daily Show. Mary Cordes Beyond the Shelves. An hour early.
An hour early.
The reason being is, I don't know if you know this, but I convinced Sydney to do firearms training.
No, I didn't know
I don't know how it happened. Ben is one of the sponsors of the show too, and he was wanting somebody that was unexperienced with firearms, and
okay.
I mean, like, and not just that, but somebody that maybe people would think wouldn't be so. And Sydney jumped right in.
Good
She's
for her.
Shooting zombies now virtually and getting ready for the real deal.
Good for her.
We're gonna get all the details.
I don't like the loud noises and so
Oh,
good for.
I don't
good
like
for
loud
her.
noises, and then I speak, and I'm like, How's life at Hayner? You guys had a busy Friday.
We did have a busy Friday. So we were closed actually on Friday to the public. We have an annual in-service day where we do all kinds of trainings, a lot of them state mandated trainings. We did an software training because our software potentially is changing, so we had to learn a whole new software. But we also did our annual CPR and AED training. So that way the staff, we do have AEDs in the library, and so we always like to have a refresher course on how to use those. And then we also take CPR training, so in case we have any incidents in the library, we can help. And those are always really nice. And a big thank you to the Alton Fire Department, because the Alton Fire Department's the one that helps us with that. Because,
that's really cool.
Yeah, we have about 40 staff members that are trained on it. So it's a really, really nice thing for them to do for us. And it's just kind of that other, cooperation between agencies, city agencies. So.
Well, and I think it really, just to talk about it, because I think it is important for people to know that when they walk into places and things happen, that, there are people on site that know what they're doing, or at least have the training to get started, for the, professionals to show up or whatever you need.
Well, and we have, the other thing too is we have little kids in the library. And so one of the things that go along with the CPR training is what to do if you have children that need CPR, or if children are choking, because we all know, as much as we try in the library to keep them from putting little things in their mouths, every once in a while they do. And so what happens then? So big thank you to the Alton Fire Department for helping us. And that's, people say, well, what do you do on your in-service day? And that's what we do. We do kind of public safety trainings. So
any WD-40? I mean, this chair is starting to really wear down over. No, but I'm glad you brought that up, because people always, with it being a public entity, I'm sure always ask like, hey, what's going on today? So it's good to keep them updated.
Yeah. We don't want people to think, oh, we're just closing and sitting around, having a spa day or something. No, we're actually learning and working and doing work. So
how was the Easter weekend, the holiday weekend?
It was
for
good.
Everybody?
It was good. So the holiday egg hunt, the Easter egg hunt.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It's going on at the library. It went really well. It's the Kids Space staff has a really great way of doing it. We hide eggs in the library, and then we just have anytime you want to come in, do the Easter egg hunt on your own with your own time, so that it's not like a specific date and time, which really helps working families out a lot.
Oh, I bet.
But it's really fun because the kids can find the number of eggs as the number of years old they are. So if you're 4 years old, you get to find 4 eggs and one, and it kind of works out really well, and the kids have a good time. So we were busy, and the staff was running around hiding Easter eggs for
I
weeks.
am the worst at hiding eggs. Like I thought that I was creative.
Yeah.
There's never, I feel so many times we're like Brian off of Family Guy. You think that you just got it all figured out, and then boom.
You don't.
But I mean, seriously, within 3 minutes.
All found. All of them were found.
All of them. And I even put them in sewer grates.
Yeah.
I had them in I was like, what can I do here?
Yeah. We had one over the weekend for the nieces and nephews, and it was really sweet because my mother-in-law puts in some of the plastic eggs, instead of candy, there's little activities that the kids have to do.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It was really fun. The kids were running around and they were finding them, and they'd open it up. It's like, do 8 jumping jacks. And so they're like, oh, and I said, I'll do the jumping jacks with you, or take 5 steps backwards or something like that. So it's just a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Yeah. So did we talk, how are the events that we promoted?
So the events are going really well. We actually have one tomorrow night for people that are history buffs. So we have we actually have one coming up tomorrow evening. I should say we have several this week. So we have the St. Louis Zoo is coming. So we have a speaker who's coming to talk about the history of the zoo from its inception in 1910. That
we
one's going to be really
interesting.
Cool. So she's going that person's going to come and talk about the history of the zoo, which was founded in 1910 with animals that were left over from the 1904 World's Fair. So just the history of and the evolution of the zoo.
That's seriously how it started?
Yeah, I had no idea. So
no kidding.
Yeah, it started with animals left from the World's Fair, and then it evolved into what it is now, which is a world-class, zoological park. And they're going to talk, I hope, about the
North County
development too. So so that's tomorrow, April 7th, from 6 to 7 p.m., and that's at the mall upstairs in the performance room. So,
like I said, zoo member. So I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but they treat me special.
The guy with the free parking pass.
No, I got $5 parking.
Oh, $5. Well,
I didn't spend that much money, Mary. I work in local media here.
That's right. $5 parking at the zoo is. I remember the time we were going to the zoo and we got the golden parking spot. Like somebody was pulling out of that park right across the street, and it was like the greatest day of my life.
It's like hitting the lottery.
Oh, this is amazing.
There's nothing worse than a 3-mile walk to the zoo.
When it's 90 degrees outside. Yeah.
So is that, how do we register for that?
So you can call 1-800-613-3163 or just call the library and we'll transfer you over to that, give you that number again. So that's a free program tomorrow evening from 6 to 7. We also tomorrow have OSF is going to be at the mall library from 9 to noon. They're going to have a table and they're just going to talk about everything that goes on at the hospital. So any of their services, their programs, they're going to be talking about how to enroll. You can get help with like the My Chart, like getting logged in, all that kind of stuff.
There's a lot of people, and I'm not saying this because they're a sponsor of the show or anything. Like, I appreciate that, but I mean, just from the folks that I've talked to, I think that there's a lot of things that OSF does that people truly don't realize are all within their network.
Yep.
And just the care that we've seen the last couple of months has just been fantastic.
Yeah, and they're going to register people for health screenings. They're going to just talk about all the things that they do, and especially for people that need help with that technology aspect of it. They're going to have somebody at the table who's going to help with that too. So that's from 9 to noon on Tuesday, tomorrow. Then also tomorrow evening at the same time that our zoo program is going on, if the zoo isn't your thing, we have our X's and So's crafting program. So people who are working on any kind of craft or art project and maybe need a little extra space to work on it, maybe don't have a studio, you can come to the mall library and do that. That's from 6 to 7:30 tomorrow evening. And so we have that going on. And then Wednesday, we have our Dr. Ian Hunt from the Abraham Lincoln Museum and Library is coming, and he's going to be talking about General Lee and General Grant from Appomattox to Reconstruction. And so he's going to talk about the relationship between those two and exactly what happened after the war that kind of, basically structured the way that we are currently today. So
that's going to be really well, and you guys have a lot of solid events coming up. I mean, really, there's not one kind of sloucher that I think like, oh, okay, that's kind of, the restroom break of the event calendar.
Right. Well, and then on Thursday, one of the new programs that we're offering is called Age Smart, and it's about grandparents raising grandchildren. So this one, we're seeing a really big influx of grandparents who are either completely raising their grandchildren, like the grandchildren live with them and they are now their primary caretakers, to mom and dad work, and so grandma and grandpa have the kids just during the day, and so they're trying to figure out what do you do with them, how do you structure your day, what are the support mechanisms that are there, what are the agencies, the services, that kind of thing. So people can come to that. That's from 6 to 7 o'clock on Thursday evening at the mall library.
We were just talking about this, and I'm sure it was like this for every generation, but the amount of technological advancement the last like 10 to 15 years, especially if you're a grandparent who's taking care of your grandson or daughter who's 4 or 5 and at your first grandchild and you haven't had a child for 30 years. I mean, there's a lot to kind of learn and how do you do it the right. I think it's really important that you guys are doing this.
Especially like for those grandparents. I mean, I know it's a frustration if the kid comes to you and says, I need, make this iPad work, I want to watch video. That is frustrating enough, but also then if you're raising your grandchildren and they're expected at school to use, to connect to the internet, use their Chromebooks, get on apps, all of those
Parents
things.
need to have an email.
Exactly. All of those things. So we're going to talk about what services are available for grandparents raising their grandchildren. And then also kind of to piggyback on that, for if there's anybody out there that's listening that is, or watching that is, not sure about how to use some of these online services or get an email, register for an email account, work an app, something like that. We do offer one-on-one technology classes. So you can call the mall library and ask for a reference librarian, and she'll schedule a 30-minute one-on-one sit down with you and help you, learn to, like I said, create an email address, how to use your email, how to send an email, that kind of thing. So
that's really cool.
Any technology related issue.
So I know that you have the April-Spring scavenger hunt ongoing right now too.
Yep, we do.
But you also have do you have a kid one too, the treasure hunt?
So we have the treasure hunts are always taking place in kid space. So we try to theme that. We have different themes for them. And then the whole goal of that is we kind of hide clues around the library and say, like the first clue might be, where would you find books about people's lives? Well, that moves the kids to the biography section. So they learn what a biography is. And then the next one will be, find the books about the maps. And so they have to figure out where the nonfiction section is and where the maps are. So it's like a little treasure hunt, but they're learning about how to use and navigate the library while they're in there.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, they love it. And then at the end, of course, we have a big treasure box and they get to pick out some kind of little treasure. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, you can spring into appetizers.
Yeah, you can spring into appetizers. So we have our cookbook book club and Hayner cookbook club, and that is April 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. That's going to be at our Alton Square Mall library downstairs in the actual library. We have a cookbook at the front desk that's on display, and patrons can come in, take a look at that cookbook, find a recipe that kind of piques their interest. We'll make a copy of the recipe for them. They take it home, and then they make that recipe and bring it on April 14th and share it with everyone, and then everybody can talk about cooking tips and hints and all kinds of stuff. So
that's I think it really I don't know why, I think you guys are doing such a good job of bringing like the old school community back to
Yeah.
It just seemed like for a couple of years, just with COVID and everything else.
Everything was online.
God, it sucked.
That was the thing that we heard from people the most when people started coming back into the library was, I missed this place, or I missed seeing these, or I missed coming to these programs. And that was really kind of a trigger for us of like, hey, okay, that's what people really need. They need each other. They need community. They need a place to come where you can kind of unplug. We do offer technology classes and things like that, but just unplug and get to know one another and make friends.
It's like it's just the old school stuff, that you guys are bringing back, that I think really didn't really go anywhere. It just needed to be redone.
Yeah, and people really like it. And then for people that are, even if you're not into cooking, but if you're into Taylor Swift, and apparently there are a lot of people that are into Taylor Swift and really into Taylor Swift, we have our Look What You Made Me Cook. That's in June. That's our Taylor Swift theme. Oh, yeah, you were saying that. It's our cookbook book club, but it's a Taylor Swift theme. And so we have some Swifties on staff who are very excited about this one, and I'm excited that they're excited.
See, I was going to go with a Look What You Made Me Stew, and I was going to bring it, but it's June.
Oh, yeah, well,
who does a stew in June?
Good.
Like I would be the lone guy out. Everyone has these great summer entrees, and I'm like ready for a hearty meal.
The venison stew with heavy bread.
Yeah, that's exactly
like in a bread bowl. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, on April the 18th, it's the Family Roots pilot program with Dr. Lakeisha T. David. You mentioned this before.
Yeah.
But take me through this more, because it comes to this. Utilize like DNA test or talking about DNA testing.
So this is talking about DNA testing as it pertains to genealogy, and so there's a focus for this program. Everybody obviously is welcome to attend, because you do talk about how the breakthroughs in DNA technology have made it easier for people to trace their lineage, trace their genealogy, and it really pertains to African Americans, because a lot of times, because of being enslaved, there are no records, and so trying to figure out where a family originated from can be very, very difficult to navigate. And so this program is going to talk about how DNA results kind of intersect in real life, and how they help people, and how they can help people determine, maybe you haven't been able to find that next step in your family tree. DNA can be that step, and so they're going to talk about how that works, and how it can affect people who are trying to do their family research. So it's a really important and interesting program, and that's on April 18th from 10 to 11 a.m. at the at the Genealogy Library.
That's going to be really, I think, just a really good one. And, I think a great event. Has she been here before?
She's not been here before.
That's
and
really great.
This is a Saturday program, too, so that people, if you're working throughout the week, if you have the weekend off, you can come in on a Saturday morning and learn about this. And then, obviously, the Genealogy Library is open until 1:30, so maybe, attend the program, kind of get an idea of how this might help you, and then stop and talk with the staff afterwards about getting started with your family tree. Even if you've never done it before, we can get you started on it. So
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Before we take a quick break, and we're going to come back and chat some more, on April the 21st, that's a Tuesday, the music of Michael Marciano, that's going to be really cool. New York native, but travels all over, and this is going to be from 6 to 7 on a Tuesday night. That's perfect.
Yeah, and so he plays all kinds of different instruments. He does acoustic and electric guitar, vocals, live looping. If you've never seen somebody do live looping, that's really interesting as well. Drum beats and all of that are controlled in real time. So it's not just a concert. You kind of get to see music being made in front of you.
That's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it is. It's really neat. If you've ever seen anybody do that live looping, it's kind of interesting. So
I can't even strum a guitar, let alone hit it.
Oh my gosh!
The first time I'd step on one of those, I'd be face first in the front row.
I know. Well, I'm not very good at playing an instrument. I dabble in the clarinet, and it's not great. And you definitely don't want me to sing. So I'm always in awe of people that can do this kind of thing.
You got me, because I can't even dabble, With that being said, we'll do this. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, chat it up with Mary some more. It's 9:47. A little bit of change beyond the shelves. Comes back to you next.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Welcome back, Daily Show, 9:50. Back with Mary.
Yep.
I don't know where we were on your docket here, but where do you want to start? I'll let you pick.
Oh, okay. We do have a new series that we're doing with the AARP, and it's Everyday Tech.
Yeah.
So kind of in that frame of, we were just talking about how we're trying to do old school programs and get people one-on-one, or get people together and build a sense of community. And that's what the library, strives to be, as a community place. We do have to, technology is with us, whether we like it or not. Yeah. I'm kind of a Luddite. Like, I have no social media.
Good for you. I'm so impressed. I have a Facebook. You got me started on the kick. I'm literally down to Facebook.
Yeah.
If I seriously did not have this job, I would not be in it. You would not find me.
I don't feel like my life is any less rich for not being. I feel like it might be a little more, just like somebody will say, "Did you see this on Facebook?" I'm, nope, no, I didn't, and I don't care. So, but we, whether we like it or not, it's here. And so we are doing an AARP program that our reference librarian has set up, and it's wonderful. She's really good at finding really helpful programming that are going to make an impact on people's lives. And we've partnered with the AARP to provide these everyday tech for everyday life programs. And the next one is April 29th, and it's on AI disinformation. And we've talked about this, about how scary this AI can be. I mean, it can be a great tool. It really can be, but it can also be dangerous. Really dangerous. And so we're going to be talking on April 29th at noon. They're at noon because we figure, people that are, if you're retired, you can make it. If you're working and you're on your lunch hour at noon, stop by the library, bring your lunch with you. You can meet in the multipurpose room, and it's a virtual event, but we have a staff member on hand. They'll deal with all the technology, and so people can sit, they can listen to this webinar, ask questions about AI and its use in life, but also how it can provide a lot of disinformation. And so that's April 29th at noon.
We're going to hit pause on this, and we're going to go to breaking news. We're going to take a quick break and then come back with Marion Beyond the Shelves. We do have some sad news to report out of Troy. Madison County Sheriffs did just alert everybody that 3 people inside that structure in Troy were found deceased. Here's what we know. This was on the Sunday, April the 5th house fire. We've been covering this all morning along with St. Louis media. Madison County Sheriff's deputies and the Troy Fire Department did respond to that 8,000th block of West Kirsch Road. In reference to that fire, additional information received was an explosion occurred. As well, several other fire departments responded to that scene to assist. As first responders arrived, a subject was located with significant burn injuries, later transported to a St. Louis hospital for medical treatment. A few residents were able to escape that house without injuries. Tragically, firefighters again located 3 people inside that structure deceased. The Madison County Sheriff's detectives are currently investigating this incident along with the Madison County Coroner's Office, the Illinois State Fire Marshal's Office, and the ATF. They are stating they do not believe that there is a threat to the community at this time. This is still an active investigation, and they will release additional information later. If you're just tuning in, developing news this morning on that house fire in Troy, we do have an update for you, tragically, that 3 people inside that structure were found deceased. More information available, RiverBender.com/news.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-8255 3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. Welcome back, Daily Show. At 9:56, we are heading into top of the hour. Coming back with Mary Cordes. Sorry for that interruption.
Absolutely.
But going back into Beyond the Shelves, where were we at?
We were talking about the AARP, the tech. So we're having that.
AI really is
the AI
something
disinformation. That's April 29th at noon. And then these are once a month. And then on May 27th at noon, we're having digital coupon tools. So, you know, a lot of people, their first time online shopping, they don't quite know what they're doing. So this is going to talk a little bit about how to use those discounts, how to find those discounts, how to know what's legit.
That's a big one. I used to get smoked by those all the time.
Yes, so we're going to talk about that.
I'd be at Home Depot. Well, this is 75% off, right?
Yeah.
That's malware, you know?
Exactly. So how to kind of navigate digital coupon and the tools that you can use. And then we have one that's kind of fun, that's a little less dystopian than AI disinformation. On June 24th at noon, Intro to Smartphone Photography. So, you know, everybody has their smartphone with them, and so how do you take pictures on it? How do you get good pictures?
And that's actually a really good thing to learn. Yeah, because your camera, you don't need to buy a $1,200 camera anymore if you don't want to.
Your phone gives you just as good pictures as a nice camera. So.
One that's coming up that's really important is, I was reading one of the first lines, Supporting Independence. This is the Empowered Caregiver and Education series by the Alzheimer's Association. We talked about this before, but I think it's so important that you bring in caregiver, because you really can't connect with anybody that's not going through that journey.
If you haven't gone through it before, or you're currently going through it, you really cannot understand the impact that Alzheimer's and dementia has on your life, and it has on the lives of everybody that's associated with that person, because it affects everything. So we're partnering with the Alzheimer's Association, and we're having an education series, and it's for people who are suffering and also their caregivers. And so on April 30th, which is a Thursday at 6 p.m., it's supporting independence. So explore ways to balance safety and independence while managing expectations. Because, you know, some people, especially if they're in the beginning stages of it, they still do need their independence. They still do need to feel as though they have some autonomy over their life. But then you as the caregiver worry about that. So we're having that.
And what's too little, what's too much, you know, and I couldn't imagine. Like I said, I have not had to personally go through that, but I couldn't imagine how to
balance
deal with that.
It's exhausting for people. And then on the 21st, May 21st at 6 p.m., these are all at 6 p.m. at our mall library. At 6 p.m. on Thursday, May 21st, it's responding to dementia-related behaviors. So kind of learning about the common behavior changes, non-medical approaches to dealing with people's change in behavior, and then how to recognize when you need more help, because I think people try to do it all themselves, and you just get to a point where you can't. And so how do you determine when that point is, and then what resources are available once you have reached that point? So we'll have that one. And then on June 11th at 6 p.m., it's just exploring care and support services. So just discover how to prepare for future care decisions and changes, including respite care, residential care, and end-of-life care. So sort of as you've advanced through this disease, what can you do as you get to being the primary caregiver and turning that over to let somebody else help you and then manage those
and
services.
I could only imagine, when do you know it's the right time?
Yeah.
And really those things that I think are truly some of the hardest decisions.
Very,
to
very
make,
difficult decisions. And so just knowing what services are available and how to utilize them. So that's every month. So it's April 30th, May 21st, and June 11th at 6 p.m. at the mall. So,
and really, like I said, I know I keep patronizing you with this, but I really just like the fact that all these events, there's truly something for everybody, from health and wellness to crafts to food to, you name it. There's seriously something for everybody.
We try, and that's a credit to the staff, because the staff sees people coming in, they hear what people are talking about, what they're asking for, and then we kind of see like who isn't coming in, and is there something we can do to have a program that might entice somebody who normally doesn't use the library or doesn't think of the library as a place they want to utilize, to be like, oh, I didn't know the library offered that, I'm gonna go check that out. And then once you're there, like, well, what else do we offer? What else can we hook you with? So
there's a couple of more things, and I know that we've been chatting here for a little bit, but one big one, you guys are getting a marker dedication.
We are. So with the Illinois State Historical Society, we have worked with them to get one of the historical markers. So if you drive around town, Alton's full of history, and the library is right up there with the history of Alton. And so on Saturday, May 9th, from 10 to 12, around 10:15, we'll have some brief remarks, but we're going to unveil a historical marker that's dedicated to the genealogy and local history library building. So the original Hayner Library building at 401 State Street. It's been there since 1890. And so we're going to just talk in this marker. The marker talks about the history of the library, what it means to the community, how it's evolved through the years since that building was
that's so cool.
The inception of that building. And so it'll be a marker. And we're not going to have the marker at the building itself, because for people that know that building, it sits on State Street Hill.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you have the marker right there, it's difficult for people that have any kind of mobility issues to navigate. You're trying on an angle to stand and read it, or if you're in a wheelchair, or if you have any kind of assistive devices, it's difficult to read it. Plus, you're right next to the building, you're looking up at it. So it's going to be in the park, the little park that's across the street from the library, right on the corner of West 4th and State Street. That's the library's park. Everybody thinks that's the city park. That's actually the library's little park. So we're going to put the marker there so that you can look over and actually see the whole building as you're reading about the history of the library. So to celebrate that, we're going to have a celebration for it from 10 to 12 on Saturday, May 9th. People can come and see it. We'll have people from the Illinois State Historical Society there. We're inviting the public to come. We're going to have cookies, lemonade, and you can see the gardens and check out the genealogy and local history library, the building itself, and read about the history of the library.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
That's
we're very, very
fantastic.
excited about it.
So, with that being said, we have a couple of more things to hit on real quick, because I'll be on my honeymoon, but we're going to tape a segment, so I know we're going to touch on these.
Okay.
But one thing I did want to hit on too was Elizabeth Caddy Staten. You're going to have a portrayal of her.
So she actually came and spoke to the library, at the library. Elizabeth Cady Stanton is...
oh, wow.
She was civil rights pioneer for women's suffrage. And in 1866, when the Civil War was over, she came and spoke at the library. And so she's going to be talking. She gave her talk in 1871 at the library, and the topic was the True Republic. This huge audience came and listened to her speak, and we're talking about her. She's in the marker. She's listed in the marker with all the dignitaries that have spoken at the library over the years. So Elizabeth Cady Stanton, that's May 14th at 6:30 p.m. She's going to be portrayed by Laura Keyes, and she's going to be talking about portraying her and her life story. So we're inviting people to come to that, and that's at the Genealogy and Local History Library.
Fantastic.
So kind of a Hayner, a tie-in with Hayner Library.
Yeah.
So here's a historical figure that everyone knows, and she actually spoke at the library. So, and then after that, we have the Gibson Girls, and this one we already have a huge crowd signed up for. Yeah, so if you want to come, I would register for that sooner rather than later at 1-800-613-3163. But the Gibson Girls are going to be coming, and they're going to be there May 19th, 6:30 to 7:30 at the Alton Square Library upstairs in the performance room. And they're going to be singing a military and patriotic type of, for people that haven't seen them, they sing like Think the Andrews Sisters type music. Yeah. So they're going to come and perform at the library on May 19th. So sign up for that one if you want to, because the seats are going fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mary, any other events that we need to hit on real quick?
Not before I'll be here the next time. So I think we covered them all. So
there we go.
Yeah, start thinking about summer reading program because it'll be here before you know it. So yeah, June 1st. I would just, for parents, grandparents, caregivers, mark that on your calendar. June 1st is the kickoff for the summer reading program, and the theme this year is dinosaurs. And so check out your library newsletter because we have some very cool programs that are coming up for summer reading.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You guys do really well on summer reading.
Thanks. Yeah, summer reading is just, it's funny because I think like the week before summer reading and the week after summer reading, we have very few children's programs, but that's because we're gearing up for it. But that week afterwards, it's like, woo,
we did it.
We need a week to get into gear for the fall. So yeah, summer reading is a big deal at the library.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Anything else in the kids space or anything that you wanted to?
No, we touched on it. Like I said, we have our April Adventures Bingo Challenge for the kids going on. So the whole month of April, you can stop in the library and pick up a bingo card or go onto our Beanstack app and you can play bingo, library bingo, and win prizes. We've got that going on. We have all of our normal story times, craft times, all of that. Everything's on the website, on our events calendar. Yep.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Mary, always great chatting with you.
Thank you very much.
10:06. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and chat it up with Sydney a little bit and see where our Monday goes. Right after this, you stay there and I'll be here.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. It is 10:12. Who's to say? Ben Julian should be joining us.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
you.
Ben.
What zombie game were you playing?
Okay, you're gonna have to ask him for the exact name.
Because I think I played it. Did it look like they were coming through the windows?
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, my dad plays that game. I played it once. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I was talking to my partner about it, and she was pissed that she didn't get a chance to play. So yeah, it was a missed opportunity for her. But I was thriving. I had a lot of fun. So that's
really
what it's all about.
How was your Easter weekend?
My Easter weekend was pretty good. This is kind of fun for no one else but me, but I went on Thursday night. I took myself on a little solo date, and I said, this is my little outing for me. And so I went to Washington University over in St. Louis, which, on a quick side note, driving in like that part of St. Louis.
Why would you do that to yourself?
It was so scary.
Yeah, why would you do that to yourself?
I think of myself as a pretty okay driver. Like, I'm not great, but a pretty okay driver.
Listen, you can't be a good driver and drive in St. Louis. I truly believe it's an impossible feat.
Yeah.
You have to be as dangerous as possible because it is kill or be killed on those roadways, especially by Forest Park.
It was hardcore by Forest Park. Yeah, I was hoping for the best. And I'm just a little country mouse, so I just was like trying my best out there. Yeah, literally. But I made it. I parked once I got in the parking garage.
Why did you go to Wash U?
Because this is the cool part for no one else but me, but this part's cool for me. Ocean Vuong, who is a very famous author, he was coming to Wash U to speak, and so he gave.
What did he write?
He wrote On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, if you've ever heard of that. It's a New York Times bestseller. He's got like a MacArthur Genius Grant. Like, he's like a huge name. So the fact that they got him there was pretty impressive. And I showed up. I was by myself.
Full house?
Full house, to the fact that the quad, like waiting out by the chapel, people lined up at 4 p.m. This didn't start till 6:30. People lined up at 4 p.m. and traced around the quad in this line. And I got in line and I was like, I hope I get in. And that was serious. Yeah. And it was incredible. A full chapel, 500 people at least. And it was freaking cool. I'm telling you, no one else cares but me, but I had a really good time. You
look like you're glowing from the experience.
I had a really good time. Yeah, it was really fun and really interesting to hear him talk. And then, and then I proved to myself that I could drive through St. Louis, which was exciting as well. And so, what are you going to do? I made it.
You did.
Thank you.
So with that being said, you had a good solo Easter on Thursday.
That was exciting for me. Big moment. I went to Chipotle. That's fun for me as well.
Chipotle is one of my favorite places.
It's so good.
If you don't like Chipotle, there is a major problem with you.
No, and I never go with anybody else. I'm only ever by myself when I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself some Chipotle.
Yeah,
so I parked illegally in St. Louis and went and got myself some Chipotle. You didn't pay for parking. I tried my best. And then I drove to watch you and I sat in the parking garage and I ate by myself. And then I went and got in line and watched this reading. It was awesome. It was awesome. It sounds so silly, but I had a really good time.
I'm glad that you had a good time.
Yeah.
With that being said, you go into Easter. What'd you guys do?
We had a very chill Easter. I hung out with some family, which was nice. Had a good time with some family. And then
Friday, Saturday, stay at home?
Yeah, no, Saturday night we saw some family, which was cool. And on Friday, me and my grandma hit the town. We were off on Friday, so me and her hung out, and we just went all over. We went to Kohl's. She had Kohl's cash to spend, so we went to Kohl's. We went to CVS, and then we went and got dinner at Baker's and Hale, and we just came back, and we're like, wow, what a fun day this has been for the two of us. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
It was very cute. And then, saw some family. And then also what I did this weekend, I talked to you a couple weeks ago about walking and the benefits of walking.
Yes.
I have been doing what I preach.
Really?
Yes.
What
I
day?
have been walking. On Saturday and Sunday, I took 2-hour walks both days.
It was kind of chilly both days.
It was kind of cold. But once you get going, you get kind of hot. So it's like, all right. Especially like I'm like a speed walker. So very fast. Demonstrating.
It's like my dog. Daisy. We got a new puppy, and she,
Daisy.
Sydney brought it up last week.
I'm sorry.
But
I spoiled it.
That's how she, and then she hops like a bunny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Perfect for Easter.
Well, it's great until Nico gets upset. He's laying in bed, and this dog just like tries to jump on him, and he's like, get the heck away.
How's that going with Nico and
He's
Daisy?
getting there.
Yeah.
Because Daisy was not the most polite guest.
Yeah, fair. She is a puppy.
She saw this giant mass with 4 legs and thought, oh, dear God, what is this? And was terrified. And then Nico became terrified.
Oh,
he was fine, like, for a second.
He was scared of her?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't she
and then
really
after
small?
she was scared, he became scared. So, like, she would walk by and, like, he would, like, jump over and, like, freak out. And then, like, the first couple of nights in bed, it was a little like,
who's going to sit where? Yeah.
Nico wanted to lay on me because he was jealous. But then when the dog came close, he would freak out.
Yeah.
And they slept together last night.
Wow.
Big step.
Time is changing.
Well, he did have to assert boundaries.
Yes,
that happens. And Daisy is, I think, literally just, I don't even know how to say. Imagine what, like, a Disney movie about a little dog would be.
Yeah, I saw her once. She's very fluffy.
But that's how she acted. Like, so Nico was sitting there, and Daisy kept trying to get into his food, and I said, Daisy, don't do this. And Daisy
don't do this.
Jumped off my arms and went back to his food, and he went, woof, and that was
enough.
She thought she died.
Aww.
Like she was like screaming, like she had gotten bit. Like it was so funny. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" Like I know she didn't get bit. I watched it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, did I miss something? Like what the heck?
That's so scary.
I picked her up, and afterwards she was fine.
Oh, she just needed
She
to
was
be
just
cuddled.
she was really pissed.
Yeah, I get that. What kind of dog is she? Like, how big is she gonna get?
I don't know. She's a Shih Tzu Maltese.
So small, probably.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so she's gonna stay
hoping
probably
purse.
small. Purse size.
I'm hoping purse.
I love this for you. You and your purse. You can carry them around.
Durse?
Carry around. Merce?
Dog purse. Durse.
Dog purse. That's better. Yeah.
It's something.
Better. I love that for you. This is very exciting times. You are busy. You have a wedding to plan. You are staying busy, but that's exciting.
We are trying.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff.
With that being said, how was your before we talk to Ben? Tease us.
Well,
what'd you guys do?
Well, so if you recall, I am learning how to shoot firearms. So that's very scary for me, just because I don't have a lot of experience with it before. I've just never really done much. So anyway, I went into my first session with Ben very intimidated, but like ready to learn. Like I was down for it. Like because here's the thing, I figured there's no harm in learning something new. And the year of yes, we're excited about trying new things and what have you. But so I was interested, and we got into it, and it was not as scary as I thought it would be. Ben was very nice about going step by step, and I guess that's kind of one thing I wanted to say is it's not like he handed me a gun and was like, okay, go for it. Like, we are going step by step, very slowly, which I appreciate, because as someone without
here you go, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, good luck. Yeah, no, luckily we're going bit by bit, but so that's very helpful. But this being said, on the second round that we did last weekend, or last week.
You were getting ready to say draft. Did you say draft? I thought you said draft. And I was like, Ryder's coming out.
No, I think I just am bad at talking sometimes.
You should hear me on this show.
No, I do, and you sound great. You're doing a great job.
Second round you shot sound. Oh, thank you, Sydney. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Second round around, I don't know. We did something a little different. So first of all, he put me in this VR headset thing, which I have used once or twice before, like a VR headset before, but it's been like years. So I forgot how much it is like immersive, like you're like in the game.
EA Sports.
Exactly. Yep. And he gave me this, this fake gun or whatever, and was like, okay, you're gonna shoot the robot zombies. And I'm like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
And in fact, after a while, I was hitting them one hit at a time. I could get them right where they needed to. Eat your heart out, Rick Grimes. Look at me go. So
it gets hard because you got to reload the gun in the VR.
Not in this one. You just had to shoot. So that was
it was just
helpful.
Automatic.
It was automatic. You just kept going. So that was helpful.
Oh man, it gets. Oh wait, no. See, I forget. Mm-hmm. You have to wait a couple of seconds before you can keep shooting.
Yeah,
that's the reload phase.
It pauses for a second.
Yeah, and you're
that's
like,
true.
You're standing there, and here they come.
They're
you're like,
shaking,
and you're shaking, and you're like running at you.
Yeah, it was realistic though in the fact that like you learned how to aim,
reaction time,
and how to hold it. So that was realistic. The robot zombie's a little less realistic than
you don't know
life.
Anymore.
Anything could happen.
I'm right there.
Anything could happen at this point. But no, it was interesting. And so we did that, and then we did some dry firing, which was really interesting again. So if you remember, dry firing is where you shoot without ammo.
You called me out on the show.
Well, I didn't. I think we called each other out.
Yeah, we did. We both called each other
we
out
both kind of sucked there, so that was on us. But yeah, we learned what dry firing was. But that's when you shoot without ammo. And basically, it just is practicing how to shoot and how to grab the gun. And we cocked it and all kinds of things, pulled the safety off, just learned all kinds of methods, and it was really interesting. I feel like I'm getting better, I like to think. We'll see what Ben says when he gets here. He might be like, I don't know, we might need another couple of practice rounds. No. Yeah, he's like, actually, I'm giving up.
Gonna hold up on this. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break. We're gonna come back, chat it up with Sydney. Ben should be down soon, and we'll have some fun on a Monday next.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today. to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wills,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Daily Show. Ben in the studio. Sydney in the studio. Sydney's firearm training we've been talking a little bit about, Ben.
Yeah.
And this has been great. I mean, it seems like from the first session now to the second one, you really got more comfortable. Ben, is she doing okay? Like
she's actually doing really good.
Actually,
I'm super excited for Wednesday coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have 2 hours to play around with stuff, and we're going to start real small and slow and take things at her speed. And we'll be good. She's going to have a lot of fun.
Well, and it's really cool because you were talking before about, wanting to work with somebody that, was, just not really intimidated is the right word, but just kind of not, firearms really weren't your forte, and someone that was newer. And it seems like this is going really well, and Sydney's had nothing but good things to say about just what you've done to kind of make things a little bit more paced for what you were comfortable with.
For sure, yeah. It's been definitely, I was saying earlier, it's not like you handed me a gun and was like, go for it. It was very much like, and I think that's indicative of your classes and the way you teach everybody is just very much like step-by-step safety as the forefront, which I really respect. I think that's a great method of learning how to shoot or how to be around firearms, because scared is how you make mistakes and prepared is how you stay, careful around these things.
Absolutely. And so, Ben, take us through, if you're
I like how she said that.
Yeah, rolling off, man.
That's real good. I could tell when she came in the first day, she was terrified. Like, she's like, "What did CJ get me into here? I'm out in the middle of nowhere in some guy's building." But I could tell she was very, very scared, and I could tell this last session she had a lot more confidence. That's awesome. And I brought some things. I kind of felt her out, and I probably confused her with too many options, and we kind of took things slower the second session, and I didn't have so many options, but I had some better options for her, seeing how she handled things the first session. So I think things are really, really going really well. I handed her the VR, and I think she thought like I did at first. This is some kid's toy, and it is kind of video-ish and game-ish, but it's very realistic when you do it.
Yeah, well, and it seemed like you got something out of it, too.
Yeah, I think it was good practice on like your stance and your grip, and then which was kind of the point in like a fun way, and then getting used to that. Then when we moved on to the dry firing, I was a little bit more like, okay, I see how to line up, I see how to do this, and that's cool. A big part of it. It's just doing it step by step. So yeah.
And Ben, break it down if you could before we go any further. Just what you kind of took Sydney through the last couple of days, because Sydney's written about it, but just from your experience, your perspective, what those classes look like? How'd you guys start?
So we started out real small, and I started her with a plastic gun. It's basically a molded plastic Glock.
Okay.
And we started her out with that and worked on her grip and some things like that. And then we moved on, like she said, to that CERT pistol, which is a laser training pistol.
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
And it can help you work on your sight alignment and your trigger pull, and it indexes the laser with the barrel on a target or whatever you're aiming at, and that can help you with a lot of your basics and your fundamentals. And then we moved on to actually slowly handling the actual firearm with no ammo. Because in my classroom, there's no ammo allowed in the classroom. We don't bring any in for a safety aspect. That's me included too. So if I'm in the classroom and I have a firearm on, I'm usually using it for training also. I'm trying something different or something I don't normally carry.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a safety thing, and it breaks that mental aspect where you're not going to have any accidents. And I personally know, and I feel more comfortable, and everybody else should feel that way too. Once I kind of walked her through showing her how to clear a gun and how to be sure they're not loaded, and if one's sitting there closed, that it could possibly be loaded. You never know. So we worked through that, and I think as I showed her those things, she really started to get a lot more comfortable and realize that they are, as she calls them, a machine or a tool, and if they're not used correctly, they are very dangerous. But so is many other things in today's world that you use at work. Those can be dangerous too if you're not trained properly.
Oh, 100%.
So we worked through all that and got comfortable. And the first session, I feel like she gained quite a bit of confidence. We heard her. She went from, I'm never going to be a gun owner, to, I think she might be looking at them online. I think she might be doing some online research. And then the second session, we just kind of built on those things, but kept it a little more simple, where I was not explaining so many different types of guns or firearms to her. And I knew what would feel better for her and work better for her. So we went with some smaller options that are easier for her to use and function with. So we worked on those and did a lot more dry firing. And I explained how we're going to kind of go about things on this live fire session, and I think it'll be good for her.
What's Wednesday going to look like?
So Wednesday we're going to probably maybe do a little bit more VR and a little bit of dry firing and go over fundamentals and safety on the range for just a little while. And then we're going to go right on out to the range. And I'm going to start her out real small with a nice little 22 pistol.
Nice.
Very small caliber and little to no recoil and very little bang. So just a little bit of scare. And we'll start out real slow, just one bullet at a time, and I'm going to have her load the magazine and then safely load the gun and close the action and fire one round. We'll probably do that 10 or so times, and then we'll work up to doing 2 at a time and see how she feels. And that as she progresses, I hope we can get up to maybe shooting a 9mm, but we're gonna try to stick with a 22 and then a smaller 380 because she can work the action and stuff on the 380 a little better.
Yeah, that's something I learned quickly. Is I just like genuinely have pretty small hands and like small, like not a lot of strength in my hands either. So I need one of those exercise things.
Yeah, the grips.
Yeah, a stress ball or something. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So, but Ben was very nice about that, and he was like, "Well, here we can choose something that fits for you," and that's part of it too. Is just choosing like when you are searching for a firearm or whatever, like choosing something that works for you and your skill level and what you're comfortable with. So I think it's all been very much like at my comfort level, which I really appreciate, and it's been a lot of fun to learn how to do it. And to your point, like I don't want to overstate it or understate it, but guns are dangerous. They can be, and it's a serious thing. They're not playthings, and I think that we both go in with that respect toward what it can be and understanding that, and I respect that a lot. I think that is a great way to do it.
My question is, are we going to wrap up the day with a 50 cal or?
Yeah. She'll have a Desert Eagle by the end of the day, and we'll be shopping at Bass Pro Shop.
There we go. Yeah, that'll be fun for
after
me.
lunch.
There you go.
No, I don't want to start her out take her out there and dump a 9mm or 45 in her hand. That's just gonna scare her and intimidate her. We're gonna start out real easy and slow and let her build her own confidence with things.
And going into this, I know that you and Sydney, worked together on this, and it was really cool to, honestly, I set it up and kind of threw you to the wolves and said, "You got this."
He said, "Okay, see you later." And I said, "Okay, let's figure it out."
I knew you'd be in good hands.
Yeah, for sure.
But I
appreciate that.
I mean that, man. So now if someone's watching this, and I really hope, like, if someone has been like, "Man, I kind of have always been a little intimidated by this. I want to go do a firearm training session, but I don't know where to start, or maybe I feel intimidated by trainer or whatever." Are you willing to work with people from that standpoint?
Always, yeah. I had a class this weekend, and these were not young gentlemen. They came in, they're elderly gentlemen, and one guy literally brought his firearm in the factory box in the plastic. Wow. I don't think he'd ever fired it. So we took plenty of extra time to make sure he knew how that gun functioned and worked, and he did great on his certification, very well. He was very iffy and didn't know about that firearm, so I had to take some time to educate him on that and work through it. And truly, the gun was not appropriate size for his giant gorilla hands. I'm not. He needed to have the Desert Eagle, honestly.
That's right.
But he did fine, and he got certified, and he shot pretty well.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was not familiar with that firearm at all. So it is all not uncommon to have that at all ages and aspects of things. And then the other guy in class, he was pretty familiar with his firearm, but he was not real comfortable with carrying it or certain situations or holsters to use, and he had some questions about that. So he's going to take a couple-hour holster training class and try different holsters out and do some dry firing techniques with that and see how that goes. And then he might take another couple hours actually firing a firearm, drawing from the holster, and doing certain techniques like that on the range.
Fantastic.
So it's all different ages and lifestyle aspects. People just are not informed well, and they need a little more education.
Well, and I hope you guys come back and do one more final wrap-up with us, too.
So I would like to do this session, and then if Sydney's comfortable and having fun with things, do one more.
Okay. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah,
it's on the show. He asked you live on the air.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I didn't say anything there, so I'm kind of putting her on the spot now, too.
I'm excited.
That's cool. Why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about that? I think that'd be cool. Monday, let's hit you guys back, or Tuesday next week. We'll talk about the wrap.
Yeah.
And then, or the third session, and then we'll find out if you're doing a fourth.
Sounds good.
Yep,
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Corey Jobe, and we're going to talk about Great Rivers and Routes heading into that important vote tonight at Committee of the Whole. So you guys stay there, and we'll be here, RiverBender.com, Roku
If
TV.
you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back, Daily Show. The time is 10:43. We're going to wrap up the show today with our conversation with Great Rivers and Routes CEO President Corey Jobe. Great to have you on the show today, and really a pretty important day as you head into Committee of the Whole tonight. Where are your thoughts on everything before we dive into the meat of the conversation?
Well, there's 3 ordinances that are up for debate tonight at the Committee of the Whole. One is the proposed ordinance from Alderwoman Ford and Mayor Goins to cut funding by 70% to the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau. Let's go back to that in a second. There's 2 additional ordinances The administration and Alderwoman Ford have said these should all be heard together, but after months of meeting with downtown business owners, Alderman Bone and Alderman Veloff are presenting 2 ordinances tonight, $15,000 from the Food and Beverage Tax Fund to purchase up to 30 flower containers in a Phase 1 beautification effort along Broadway. And then the second is to create an events and festival fund, a $100,000 fund that would go to support new events and festivals in the downtown. There's a radius, so here at State and 3rd, up Broadway. And we heard from local bars, restaurants, shop owners, the importance to bring this together. Those funds are coming out of really visitor non-resident spending funds. Over the last 5 years that I've been here, those 2 funds have an excess of $2 million sitting them in today. So it kind of, when the first ordinance to cut our funding by 70% come up, I was pretty shocked because we've been meeting with the mayor's staff. We've been meeting with aldermen, downtown businesses to come up with ways to improve and drive additional travel to downtown.
Can I ask real quick?
Oh, sure.
Were you blindsided by the ordinance?
180% blindsided. We actually gave a presentation on March 11th. We always give an annual presentation to the city of our economic impact numbers, just what we do for Alton. We gave that on March 11th, and then at the last city council meeting, Alderwoman Ford read that into the record. And what's troubling is this is a tourism economy. I would say probably for Alton, it's healthcare and tourism. And when you look at our small business owners, they're really the backbone of the industry. And to cut an organization who's driving overnight stays, driving non-resident spending, non-resident spending is visitors that come into the area, whether they're from 50 miles away or 500 miles away or further, they spend money at our local shops and restaurants, and then they leave. And then the tax revenues that are generated from that help with Alton Main Street, help support Great Rivers and Routes and the work we do, go to support police and fire vehicles and the Alton Amphitheater. And then the excess of that is deposited into 2 funds that currently has over $2.2 million.
Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that there was that many dollars. And
that's given to the council by the treasurer on a per monthly basis.
For the individuals out there, and the only reason I'm asking is I have seen some of the back and forth online. There's been a lot of support for Great Rivers and Routes, but there have been some individuals that have said, well, Alton, it looks like we're spending $400,000 compared, relatively speaking, to, a city of Grafton that was spending $60,000. I don't know how that breaks down or how pricing works, but what is your thought on that for somebody that might say, is Alton getting the quote-unquote bang for their buck?
Well, I would first say that Alton definitely is getting the bang for the buck, because if you look at the revenues that are being generated by the tourism economy, and it's really our job at Great Rivers and Routes, being the certified bureau for the city, is to attract travelers from an outside radius in. And we've seen that take place on multiple fronts. Let me go back and answer your first part of the question. Does Alton invest more with Great Rivers and Routes than any other community in our 6-county region? Yes. We were founded here 41 years ago. 30 years ago, I might be off a few years, numerous business owners approached the city to create a food and beverage tax and to create a lodging tax to support tourism efforts. Fast forward, we've grown over the years, right? It's a regional economy. It's a regional tourism economy. But Alton still gets 25 times more than what they're investing with us. Where that goes to is a multitude of things, from sports tourism events. We don't do that for any other community. For their own, Alton has their own marketing campaigns and their own brand campaigns that we're selling to St. Louis residents, Central Illinois, Chicago. Alton's also very prominent in our regional brand message, where the Mother Road meets the River Road. So not only are they getting their own messaging to the tune of about $200,000 a year, they're also in the brand advertising message that's about $400,000 a year. And then on top of that, we do we host all the specialty tours for Alton. We have specialty events we do here in Alton. We don't do those for any other community. I think one of the city's staff person said that we're responsible for the Explore Grafton website page and Facebook. That's not us. That's the Grafton Chamber of Commerce. So to do it without even sitting down with us, when we've been in meetings at City Hall, and I don't want to get in that back and forth.
Right.
I'm just really here to talk about the numbers.
Well, and
the numbers really prove themselves.
Well, and that's where I think I'm really happy you're here because, sometimes I think that whenever it goes into the social media, here's the share of the article, here's this, and then you get all these comments that kind of just dilute everything. I think it's important to start where you started in that meeting. And, if all of a sudden, you kind of you guys have this idea of, hey, things are going this way, and then you get kind of flipped on like that, I could see there being a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, we were asked to, the container idea was presented to the mayor and his staff, and there was no action. So I went then to aldermen who were involved in those meetings. Yeah. The Events and Festival Fund idea, that came up through bar owners and restaurant owners feeling the pinch that we got to get more people down here on State and 3rd and Broadway having dinner and going to a music event or something to drive new spending. We've been involved with expanding the 250th anniversary, so 250 on the Mississippi. People came to our organization. We know the city does a lot in the amphitheater on the riverfront on the 3rd, but we're expanding that to a 3-day activity because, not only on the riverfront, but downtown and at different locations and working with business owners. But I think what, I interrupted
Well,
you.
no. I think it all leads to a really good point, though, because, for maybe individuals that don't necessarily see the work, and by seeing, I mean maybe realize all the different activities that are going on or where this generates the revenue to, I think it's great that you highlight those just for, regardless of anyone's opinion, just to know the work that's being done by the organization.
Sure,
I think that's very important.
And I think where the rubber hits the road or the proof in the pudding is the fund balances that are growing every month at the council, at the city, that could be used for riverfront improvements, that can be used for small business loans, that could be used for beautification efforts. Those funds are there. But if you cut the organization that's driving overnight stays, so my board asked me to put together, how would we cut $400,000 from our budget from the city of Alton? Well, it's pretty cut and dry. We would, right now we have booked 5 sporting events for the city of Alton this year in 2026. Those would all go away. Our funds would not be able to support that because it's the food and beverage. That's $2+ million in visitor spending, more than, I think it's 1,800 hotel room nights. Just in those sporting events, that we'd have to cut those immediately. We service Viking River Cruises and American Cruise Lines, that ports in Alton with a contract with the city. But Great Rivers and Routes picks up all the expense. We do over 300 day trip tours around Alton and up the River Road. We would not be able to do that. We would reduce staff. We'd lay off staff. We would have to cancel all the Alton Feels Like Home regional messaging, campaign messaging through broadcast, out of home, print, digital. Alton would only be in the brand regional campaign where the Mother Road meets the River Road. We'd have to cancel the Alton Eagle Ice Festival and other specialty tours that we do. That's how we get to the $400,000 cut, and that's what it basically is. I think there was a fact sheet put out on Friday by the administration showing some communities that pay us much less than they do than Alton does. Edwardsville was not on that list. Edwardsville, when I started here, was a $40,000 investment partner. Starting July 1, they're going to be a $140,000 investment partner. So if Alton cuts our budget to $170,000, Alton isn't the number one, basically not the number one investor anymore. So it really goes down to, do business owners, do elected officials, do residents care about tourism? That's the real question, because when you cut marketing, cut promotion, there's going to be less revenue. What does less revenue mean to taxpayers?
Right.
That's the real question that I think people have to ask themselves.
I think what we'll do now is let's hit pause on this and come back and talk
sure.
more about some of the revenue that's generated and some of the numbers here a little bit more for anyone that's interested in following along. We're continuing our conversation with Corey Jobe, the president and CEO of Great Rivers and Routes, heading into tonight's committee of the whole meeting on that vote that would significantly slash the funding to the organization. We'll come back with more on it next.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome back. It's 10:56. We are wrapping up our day today with Corey Jobe, the president and CEO of Great Rivers and Routes, heading into, again, the committee of the whole meeting tonight. Before we go into numbers real quick, I just wanted to ask if the measure passes tonight, it goes through council on Wednesday. Do you see an immediate effect with that decision if they decide to go ahead with that budget proposal?
Yeah, well, the immediate would be those sports
events,
tournaments that we would have to we would have to call all those rights holders and say we can't, because those rights holders, they just don't pick Alton, right?
Right.
I wish a visitor or a rights holder would just wake up one morning and say, "We're going to Alton." My job would be done, right? Instead, you've got to reach those visitors.
Yeah.
You got to reach the right visitor. You've got to go to the rights holders and those sporting events don't show up in our backyard for free. For instance, American Junior Golf that's going to be here later this summer. 800 hotel room nights. That's a $50,000 rights holders fee that we pay.
Wow.
To get them here. And we're using that money from the food and beverage tax collections we get from the city. The D1, D2 World Series ball that we partner with the River Dragons. I'm not going to be able to do that either. That's 1,000 hotel room nights.
Wow. And see, I think that's where, when you say that, though, I mean, that really does, I think, bring in the numbers game a little bit more into perspective. And it's just something for the public to kind of take note of what that does.
And it doesn't, happen. We just don't sit in an office. We have a sales team that goes to national and international sales shows to court the right tour operators, the right organizations to do business here. We go to sports shows to meet the rights holders, to get them to book here. I mean, we're sitting on the most famous body of water in the world, the Mississippi River. And how do we exploit that to bring more events here?
Right.
Those are the sorts of things that we focus on. In addition to all the marketing, you know, the leisure things, the sexy side of the business, right? Nobody sees us slupping from event to event to meet with rights holders. And, you know, at the end of the day, tourism is the most positive message that a community can get.
Yeah.
And now we're here debating back and forth, why is tourism important enough or not to the economy? So I would ask every business owner that might be listening today to show up at 6 p.m. tonight. Let your aldermen know, all aldermen on the city council, and let Mayor Goins know. You know, because at the end of the day, tourism really equals customers for local businesses, and it equals revenue for our city.
Yeah.
And if we cut that, it's fewer visitors, lost revenues, struggling communities. And so it is our economy here, whether people realize it or not. Not all of our businesses can't do it without the visitor economy.
Yeah.
They just can't.
Well, and, you know, I think it's just really, you know, good points to be had. And it's going to be interesting to really see what the committee of the whole's thoughts are going into tonight. You know, before I let you go, I wanted to touch on a couple more things. What's the feedback you're hearing? You know, from business owners all the way down just, you know, community members. What have your last couple of days looked like on that front?
Well, I don't read the comments online. Let me just say that. I have been in public service all my life. So I've learned early on, I was taught early on not to read public comments. But I can say this, we've been meeting with partners and business owners and board members. I really want to put a shout out to Pride Incorporated. Pride Inc., those ladies have been walking door to door to business owners and talking to business owners. All business owners are concerned because really we're their marketing arm. We're telling a wider audience about all the cool things. And Alton is filled with amazing, unique shops, great bars and restaurants and pubs. And so, again, I think the support is for not cutting our funding. And I also think there's support for the other two ordinances. I can't stress that enough. I hope what doesn't happen tonight, they lay over all these ordinances, because we've worked for months
to get through
on the beautification and the events and festival fund ordinances. And I hope those continue. And I'm really encouraging and asking a no vote from these aldermen on the proposed 70% cut to Great Rivers and Routes.
Absolutely. And Corey, before I let you go, is there any final thoughts just on this that you'd like the public to know about, or anyone else as you head into this afternoon?
Well, you know, we're hedging it. We're coming into our busy travel season. So if I can't be remiss to think about all the things that are happening. There's a lot of things to be celebrating this year, right? America's 250, the 100th birthday of Miles Davis. Even the FIFA World Cup that's in Kansas City, we're seeing a lot of interest from international travel, flying into Chicago, traveling Route 66 into the region, exciting times. And so we have the F1 powerboat race coming. We have all these wonderful things that are happening in this community. And I just, I've noticed what has happened over the past week of people standing up and rallying behind a cause. And there are great businesses and great organizations doing amazing things. And so just think what we could accomplish if we work together.
Absolutely. You know, Corey, thanks so much for stopping
absolutely.
by. We're going to take a quick pause, and I'm going to come back and just wrap up the Monday that was after this. We'll link everything in a write-up here very briefly on RiverBender.com. About half an hour or so, you'll see that there. And then we'll come back with more tonight with Committee of the Whole, and we'll see what happens.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
We're out of time. Good show today. I'll see you back here tomorrow live at 9 for more of it. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.